Okay, guys, we're back. Um, like I said, a little bit more, more content for you guys. I'm gonna start fishing some artificial, and basically give critiques on what works, what doesn't work. These I picked up at Academy. They're on clearance, so this is gonna be my clearance series. So I'm gonna do a series on clearance lures or crankbaits. There's a one wake bait in here, and then the rest are just regular twitch baits. They only had one, and it's supposed to be a baby trout. I don't know if you can see that bad boy. I don't know anything about these guys. 6 Cents Custom Lure Company. I have no idea. I don't know who these guys are, but I guess apparently they weren't selling over there at Academy, and they got them all at half price. They're 50% off. So this one was double that price. It's at $6.97 right now, but it was double that price. You know, so it was like 15 bucks. This one was like 14 bucks, 14 bucks. So this is my clearance series of crankbaits. One wake bait, and the rest are twitch baits. It says, I'm not sure what these are, but this is what it says on this one. This is a hyper jerk series, so I got 2 of the hyper jerk series. They're 3/8 ounce, so they should cast really well with that old 430 SS, no problem. So you'll be able to get a long, nice throw on them. And then I got the next size up, but this isn't hyper jerk. This is speed glide. Well, actually, this one's different too. So this one's a speed glide, and this is a 7/8 ounce. So this is a big boy. I don't know. I don't know if that thing will catch anything out there in the flats or not. But it's nice and shiny. That's what I like. So it should give good flash in the clear water. Or even in murky water, it should get good flash. And I like how it's got the feathery tail on it. So, I mean, I'm going to throw it. We'll see. No, I have no idea if it'll catch anything on any of these. I don't know anything about these lures. Never heard of the brand. But, I mean, it's got fancy packaging. I mean, really nice packaging. So, it must be something good. I really don't know. But let me talk about the Hyper Jerk, what it says. This is what it says about the Hyper Jerk. It says the 6 Cents Hyper Jerk was designed as the ultimate fitness reaction bait. Oh, finesse reaction bait. Sorry. My eyes can't see as good as I used to. So, finesse reaction bait. So, by using quick twitches, jerks, and pops of the rod, the Hyper Jerk will dive and dart below the surface. This erratic action mimics a fleeing or injured bait fish to provoke even the most finicky of fish. Arriving with super sharp hooks and internal knocking rattle, so it's got a rattle in it too, and 3D features, the Hyper Jerk will be a unique tool to your tackle box. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to put that to the test. Let's see. I'm sure the same one. Yeah, this one says the same thing. So they're both 3/8 ounce, and they're both Hyper Jerks, and it's got the same description in this. So I got a green one, and then I got a light green, I don't know, bone looking. Not even a bone. It's more. It's got a little chartreuse in it. I don't know if you can really see that, but I love the color of the eye on this one. I don't really like the color of the eye on that one, but this one really stands out. It's got a really three-dimensional eye in there. You can see that. That's chartreuse eye. But we're going to see if it lives up to what it says that it's supposed to do. So next time out, I'm going to toss these, and we're going to find out. 6 Cents. I don't know anything about them. They were on clearance, so I figured, heck, I'll pick them up and try them out. Now this one's a 6 Cents, but this one is a speed glide, and it's a 7/8 ounce. So it's a pretty good size. It'd be like one of your bigger top water lures, you know. So it's got silver with a yellow, and then it's got a beautiful laser eye there too, a three-dimensional eye that'll really reflect when the sun hits it. You know, or UV rays on the water. So that should, and I don't know, it's got a little moving motion, so maybe it'll move like a shad, I guess. Well, let's see what the description says on this one. It says, so this is sinking. So this one sinks. And I want to say these two are suspension. It doesn't say. Let me see, unless I'm missing it. I won't know until I toss them out there to see if they kind of hang in the water on top or hang in the middle or drop to the bottom. So these don't say. I won't know. But I'm assuming they're either suspension or they're topwater lures. I'm thinking they're suspension because they don't have the bill on them like this one does. I already know this one will float on top because it's got that bill. So anyway, so this one's a sinking. So just like I say, I'm no lure expert. I haven't thrown in years. I'm kind of rusty. To me, when it tells me that it's sinking, that means I need to reel it fast because it's going to sink to the bottom and catch in the grass because I fish in the grass. So I need to toss it out there and start reeling it and reel it back in as fast as I can. And I guess it makes the wave and the motion in the water with this break in its back. But what I like about it, same as what I like about these, are the feathers that are on there. You don't really see those on crankbaits anymore on any type that's got a minnow style, because you see how most of these are just the bare hooks. There's no feathers on them. No feathers on them. That's pretty much how most of them come. So this reminds me of the old style ones that you used to have years ago. But what it says is this. So it's a Speed Glide. It says the 6th Sense Speed Glide 100 was designed as an all-purpose bait imitation for inshore saltwater species. So this is supposed to catch everything. All-purpose, supposedly. We'll see. We will put it to the test out there. We'll find out what it catches when we throw it. It says engineered with a heavy weighting system to cast long distances, the Speed Glide can cover water with ease. The natural action of the Speed Glide resembles a fleeing baitfish in distress and gives the angler the ability to jerk, pause, and speed up the retrieve for an even more erratic action, equipped with super sharp hooks, 3D eyes, gill plates, and paint job that will separate the Speed Glide from any swim bait on the market. So I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if this will work in the clear water, but I'll try it. I'll try it out there. I mean, I'll throw it. I got no problems throwing it. I mean, you don't know until you try. Like I say, when you fish out there, you don't know until you try it. You know. So, but what it says here, advantages. This is interesting. The advantages says live swimming action. So it's supposed to mimic a live swimming shad because it kind of looks like a shad. So it's supposed to mimic that. And it says precisely designed to swim naturally yet erratic, just like a fleeing baitfish. And then it says engineered weighting system. It says precisely weighted to cast long distances to schoolies or simply cover more water. I don't know what to, you know. So we'll see. I guess it does feel a little heavier than these. But like I say, it was on clearance. It was half price, 50% off. So I picked it up. And we'll definitely throw it. I'll make a video on, well, if I catch fish, I'll make a video on clearance lures. And this one, this is a topwater out of the 3. It's a wake bait. That was the only one that they had, and it was the last one they had too. And I kind of like the design in this. And it's a baby trout. This is supposed to mimic a baby speckled trout. So larger trout, larger redfish, you know, eat them just like they do croaker, pinfish, or whatever. They'll eat even their own kind, the smaller ones. So this is a Movement 80 wake bait. It's a 5/8 ounce. It's got some nice size hooks on it too. So it says the 6th Sense Movement 80 wake crankbait has an action unlike most lures on the planet. The MVMT 80, whatever that is, wake bait will wake erratically during the retrieve, giving the angler the ability to target those skinny water inshore species that are looking for an easy topwater meal. Uniquely designed, the MVMT 80 WK cranks powerfully through the targeted depths between 0 and 1 foot. So that's going to tell you is the faster you crank it, it's going to drop. The slower you crank it, it can be right on the top. And I would prefer, is when I do wake bait, is always keep it on the top or just barely below. I mean, just barely, because you want that V. Because once you go down lower, you lose the V. You don't have the V anymore, and it gives you the motion in the water and the erratic, but it loses that V that the game fish like to see when they see bait moving, and then they go for it, and that's when you get the flash on top of the water. So that's just the way I prefer. Like I say, people do it differently, but I just prefer when I throw it, I would want it to stay on top or just barely like less than an inch below, because I still love to have that perfect V forming in the water as I'm slowly retrieving it back to me. It says fitted with super sharp hooks and top of the line paint schemes, the MVMT 80WK will speak for itself with its powerful fishing capabilities. Well, we're going to see if it speaks for itself out there. We'll see. We'll toss this bad boy and see if we catch anything with it. It says these are the advantages of this one. It says provokes more strikes by aggravating and calling fish from a distance. Well, we'll see about that. Swing movement, strong swinging action that moves more water and calls up fish. What I've always said is that if you can get the motion right, I don't think the color really matters. If you can get that motion right in the water, it's going to attract a game fish to come to and see, hey, what's going on. And like I say, I'm a little rusty at doing the motion out in the water because I haven't done it for years. But, you know, I got to get my game back. But apparently that this is a guaranteed one. So it calls them up. That's what it says right there. Calls them game fish right up. So we'll find out. I mean, I kind of like the design of it. I don't know on this bill if it's going to stay right at, it says from 0 to 1 foot. Because usually when you have an incline like that, or you got a longer one that's more at a, like I say, a 45, because that's like a 90-degree angle, to me it wants to dive fast. But we'll try it out. So these are the ones that I got. I'm going to take them out. We're going to throw them. And then I'll let you know what the results are. If we catch anything with them. Alright. See you guys on the next one. Okay. We're back at Arroyo City again. I think today's the 23rd. Wednesday, the 23rd of November. It's an overcast day. It's around lunchtime, so it's going to be a midday to afternoon fish because the major bite time is starting right about now, about 12 o'clock. So we're right at 12 o'clock, so I'm fixing to put in. About 20 minutes, we'll be out where we need to be. We're going to hit the grass flats just straight out past Bird Island and try it out. I guess it's a low tide, but you know, with all the rain that we've had over the last week, the water is high. So it's still going to be interesting to see where the fish are, because there's a lot of fresh water in the bay right now. So they're normally not going to be in the normal places where you go to look to go catch them. They're going to be pushed further back just because of all the fresh water that's in the bay. So it'll be interesting to see if we can go out there, locate them, and see if we can catch any. And we're going to be tossing those clearance lures, and maybe if we get around to it, we'll toss some of them bass lures and see how those work. So it's going to be an artificial day today. All right, let's get the boat in the water and we'll get going. All right, so it looks like the wind's coming out of the north. We're going to set up on our drift. We had to come a little bit further north. Oh, Green Island's over there. So I kind of lined off with Green Island, and I'm going to drift back between Bird Island and Tommy's Hole. and it's drizzling out here, and it actually got colder. So I see some rain over there, but we just got some drizzle here. That's pretty much all that's happening. But the water is relatively clear. You just can't see it because it's a cloudy day, but it is clear. The water looks excellent. I just don't know how the fish are going to hit with all this fresh water in the bay and this overcast. So we're going to try it. We'll see what happens. Let me just get this drift side going properly. Open up. So yeah, the drizzling kind of stopped, but on the way out we hit a lot of drizzle. It is cool. When I left the house it was like 53 degrees. The high today is supposed to be about 67, and that's like at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. When we came out here last week, the wind was blowing out of the southeast, and it drifted us back to Bird Island. But now it's out of the northeast, so we're running parallel with Bird Island. So we'll give it a try. What we're going to try first is that clearance lure, the Hyper Jerk, the mullet series that they have. It's a really high-end looking lure. I got it for half price. It was on clearance. I don't know anything about the company, but we'll give it a try out here and see if that Hyper Jerk mullet gets us any redfish. Okay, so this one has a slow drop, as I can already see by just putting it here in the water. It slowly goes down. So we'll give it a try. Where are them reds, buddy? Bark up. Gas is pretty good. Now they're hitting the grass. Like I say, the water we're fishing in is about 18 to 20 inches. So you cannot pick up a lot of grass. This might not be the ideal lure for back here in the grass. up and really just floor it, gas it over there. What we want to do is we're just going to move along real low, because I don't want to really disturb a lot what's here, because we've already been out here drifting. So we're just going to kind of just keep on over this way and try it. See. But like I say, today is very challenging out here. And I mean, I don't know, because I'm using that clearance crankbait, so if I was using a different lure, it may be a different story. But I said I was going to come out and make a video on these clearance lures, so that's all I'm using. So I'm sticking to my guns, but I just don't see any bait signs. I don't see any fish, movement of game fish. I don't see any oil slicks like I like seeing when I fish. I just think it's because there's so much fresh water in the bay, they're elsewhere. I think they're right here right now. No birds? Nowhere around here. So every good time, like look right there, that's the first, the second or third movement I've seen. Now that looks like a game fish. Not seeing the signs that I look for when I come out. And I like it. I thought, hey, okay, this is good. The water's perfect. I mean, you can't get any better than that. The water. It's all in the bottom. I'm not seeing the movement that I'm normally expecting to see. Temperature is about 71 degrees, so it's not real cold. Where there's just a movement. The weather's been cold, but I don't think the water temperature got below 70. So we're gonna try it here. But like I say, I still don't see. I just saw that one good flash, but not like I normally see. This is going to be a very challenging day, especially using something that you don't know anything about. So I don't know what the history is with this lure. This is a pearl bone from 6 cents hyper jerk bait. It was on clearance, so we're gonna try. We got a set of clearance lures, like 4 or 5 of them, that we're gonna try and see if we can catch anything on them, make a video for you guys. But so far it hasn't panned out. But still, it's a beautiful day out here. Cassie's loving it. She's having fun. I'm having fun, looking for the fish. That's what it's all about, trying to find out where they're at. All right, we're gonna get back at it. This is that bone pearl hyper jerk from 6 cents. One of the clearance lures. Bone pearl. Sun peeking through. Gonna help us out. Stop at these lures. Last one. There you go. Hey, Chubby. Oh, yeah. You need to clear up some sun on the water. This fish reacted. Bait. Baby speck, clearance lure. Try that Speed Glide 100. Whip that bad boy out. So, still nothing. No movement, no nothing. I just don't think they're here. It's interesting, these guys over here, they're in a flats boat. They're behind me, but they've been trying to get up. I don't know if you've been able to hear it in the camera, but they've been spinning around, and now they're trying to chug out to get up. But you know, they're in a flats boat. I don't really know what I can see right now. What one of the issues would be? That's a small boat, and there's 1, 2, 3. I can count 4 that I can physically see for sure in that little boat. So, like I've always said, when you're fishing in the flats, it's a trade-off. The more weight you put on the boat, the less shallower you're going to be able to fish in and get up in. I mean, you'll probably be able to fish it, but you're just not going to be able to get up because you're just too heavy. And this is a perfect example of that. They've been struggling. I mean, they started way back over here. He's been doing circles trying to get up. I'm surprised he hasn't overheated the motor yet out there. And he's going further out that way when he should be coming this way where the water's deeper towards the channel. If he went this way, the water would get a lot deeper. It could be another issue. He doesn't have the right cup on his prop. I mean, if he doesn't have this prop cup and he got all that weight on there, you're not going to get up. Even if it is a flats boat, it's not going to do it because you're not chopping enough water to put the boat up on plane to go. I think the engine probably overheated on them now because it stopped. No, they're still going. You can hear them. You hear them? See how he's trying to rev it and get up? Look at that. Man, I'm surprised that engine hasn't overheated doing that. It's not going to get up. I don't care how many times you think he's been doing this for the last almost, I don't know, 1,000 yards out here, revving that engine trying to get up. It's not going to get up. If it didn't get up in the first, it's not going to get up. And I think really what the issue that they have, even though that is a flats boat, I don't know what kind of boat that is. It looks like it's some kind of scooter, shallow sport, Dargo or something. I can't really tell. I'm too far away. But it's something along that lines. It's made for getting in the flats. Weight, that's really what he was dealing with, is they just have too much weight. So like manufacturers will always say like this boat will hold 5 people. The reality is, whoa, that's a nice flash over there, buddy. The reality is that no, it can't hold 5 people. I mean, they can tell you that, but when you put 5 people in here, that's way too many people on a boat. And then to try to get up and move around, it's really not. I think they just do that as a selling point because in the state regulation and federal regulation guidelines, as long as it meets a certain spec, you can hang that amount of people on there. Like this boat, this is a 21-foot boat. The one that I had before, my Dargo 170 Scout, was a 17-foot boat, and its regulation plate on it said that you can fish 5 people off that boat. And you can't fish 5 people off that boat. It's perfect for 1, good for 2. When you put a 3rd person on there, you have to know how to fish because one guy's sitting on the console, one guy's on the bow, and one guy's standing off the back pontoon the whole time. Anything after that is way too many people. So max people, it said 5. Really, the max is 3. But in general, 2. Like here, every now and then I'll bring somebody out, but I only usually bring 1 person. Depending on the size of the person, then I can bring 2. But usually only 1. Because of the size of the motor, I still want to get in the flats, and I still want to get up. If I load too much weight in there, you're not going to get up. Like I say, just be safe. Come out here, enjoy the lower Laguna Madre, but at the end of the day, you want to be safe. Think about it before you do it. And just be safe. That's what I'm trying to say. I would never have fished that many people off a small boat like that. There'd be no, I would never do that. It's just too much. And right now today, the water's calm, so no big deal, man. But if you had swells in the bay out here, it would be an issue. But anyway, we're gonna get back to fishing. Still, not really anything. I'm gonna try that Speed Glide 100 right here. Like I said, this is a clearance lure video. We're trying all these clearance lures that I bought at Academy. that were on clearance, made by 6 Cents, which I don't really know who they are. I need to look them up online and see. There's some kind of company, from what I've read, that's out of Willis, Texas. And I mean, it's a high-end looking lure. I mean, look at the beauty on that. I mean, it's beautifully crafted and made. The paint's not peeling off it like on some of the brand new lures when you get it, that's already cracking and falling out. But we're just trying around. No luck so far with these. So I don't know if we are going to catch anything. We may not, but we're going to throw these guys all afternoon. Different ones. I got like 4 or 5 different ones here that I bought. And we're going to see if they produce anything. Alright? This is another clearance lure from Academy by that 6 Cents company. This is the Speed Glide 100 Dirty Chartreuse, I think is what this thing's called. We're gonna try it out. Looks like my camera's crooked. Oh. Alright. Alright, we're gonna try it. Supposed to cast a mile. You gotta reel this one fast because it sinks to the bottom. Don't cast any further than the other one. It's got some weight in motion. Yeah? Yeah, it's got a nice. Yeah, it's got a nice wavy motion in it. Don't ever catch anything, but hey, we'll try it. Bark him up, buddy, bark him up. It imitates a shad. That's what it imitates. Looks like a shad. But I just don't know about this funky. I mean, it's got a silver and lime green color on it, but I just don't know about that funky color. The eye is beautiful. And I can see it in the water moving. I like the action on it. I like the way it moves. I mean, it's got good action. I can see it making the wave like it's supposed to. But like I say, this might not be the perfect day to be trying these lures out, but what the heck. Let's see if they're going to produce anything. And I'm sure this thing would be more reflective and more flashy if the sun was out. One thing though, once it gets caught on the grass, it messes up the motion. It doesn't give you that wavy motion. So once this lure gets hooked on some grass and picks that up, it loses that beautiful snake-like wavy motion in the water. So that's one thing that I do see about this lure. I do like the way it moves in the water when it's unobstructed. If it does pick up some grass, it won't do that motion. It'll just reel back straight. Chica, you did a lot of barking. But like I say, we're trying those clearance lures and one bass lure. Nothing on any of them. But then again, we might not have the right conditions. This wasn't the best day to go out and come out here and try it. Should have stuck to our regular program. Probably would have done a lot better. Would probably deliver some results, but it is what it is. It is what it is, Chica, but I had a good time. You have a good time, Chica? Looks like you had a good time. All right, so we threw all 4 of those clearance 6 cents lures after this afternoon. We threw the Speed Glide 100, which is the one that drops and sinks, the 2 hyper jerks that are suspension ones, which is the mullet one and then the pearl bone, and then also we threw that baby speck that was a top water, and nothing. We didn't get anything on any of them. I pretty much threw them. I was sticking to my guns. I wasn't going to pull any of the other stuff off that's been working and trying it, because that's what I said. I come out here and make a video with those to see how they do. Before I pull the cord on them and say that they don't work, I think I need to come back on a better day when the conditions are better, when the sun's out. I think they might perform better to get a better flash in the water. So I don't want to just say like that they don't work. I'm not at that point just yet, because I mean they are some high quality looking lures compared to the ones that I have. They're very well made. I just want to make sure we give it its right conditions before we say, you know, that they don't work. Not out here in the flats. That white, which was that albino red eye that I just threw, that was an XPS. You have to crank it, I mean, just barely be moving your hand, because if you start to crank, it dies real fast and it gets caught in the grass. And it has a lot of motion because it pulls a lot on the pole. I thought it was grass, but it's not. It's the motion. So that does, how should I say, collect a lot of water in it, and it does a lot of motion. But here, the water here is only like 15, 16 inches where we're at right now. It's not really the one for here. And then if you slow it down really super slow to where it's just like a slow motion, I don't know if it's going to give you enough motion. It stays close to the top. It gives a little wake, but I don't know if that's enough. But I haven't thrown it enough to say, okay, well, this one's not going to work, because one, like I said, the conditions, I don't think this was a really good opportune day. Probably been better off throwing soft plastic, more than likely, and bouncing it off the bottom, you know. But what we're looking for is, we bought these to come out to use them, and then to let you guys know if they work or not. We bought a set of bass lures to see if bass lures work out here for redfish, and then we bought some clearance saltwater ones that were high-end to try them to see if they work. So that's where we're at. I'm not completely saying like right now, no, we need to come back. We need to set a better condition for it, give it a better opportunity than what we did today. Okay, so we're gonna head in. All right, we'll catch you on the next one.